Are you waking up most days just feeling sad and depressed? Perhaps you don't want to do anything except lie like a couch potato and watch TV. And even that is unsatisfying. You not only feel low energy, but kind of miserable. Perhaps you are mad at yourself for not getting the house cleaned, not getting your work done, or not getting those papers filled. Perhaps you are feeling a bit lonely, left out by friends, or unsupported by family. You may dwell on mountain bills, or the fact that you are 10 or 20 pounds overweight. You may feel aches and pains in your neck or back. Or you may just feel grouchy and want to remain undisturbed by life's demands or conversational opportunities. You may compare yourself unfavorably to your friend, roommate, cousin or neighbor who always seems on time, well-groomed, and on track to meet his goals. We all have those bad days, but why do they happen? And what can we do about them? From my personal experience, expectations were one of the reasons I had this feeling of emptiness, like nothing at all. You see, our moods are not a function of what happens to us, but also how we view the events in our lives and the meanings we assign to them. There are stages in most of our lives which we seem to be working hard and doing all the right things, but don't see many extended rewards coming our way. We may not be paid what we feel we are worth, or be able to afford a nice house, a car, or vacation as our friends. We may struggle to find the right partner, while our friends and siblings seems to have no problem finding love. We may have to work longer and harder than our friends to get the same grade on a test or earn a living. We may experience a difficult breakup or loss. Life naturally isn't fair, my friends. Periods of struggle, suffering and loss are inevitable. If we expect fair or special treatment all the time and expect things never to change, we are bound to be disappointed. So if you are feeling sad because of recent events, remind yourself that hard times are part of life and will pass. Another reason, maybe it's your inner critic. Do you have a critical inner voice, constantly judging and criticizing everything you do, especially when things don't go your way? Well, I did. It compounds the effect of anything negative in your life by blaming you for it. It keeps drawing your attention to the negative and spoils your pleasure when something positive happens, but telling you that it won't last or you don't deserve it. This negative dialogue takes you out of the moment and makes you feel depressed. Everyone has a voice in the head that tells lies. You have to be very careful with the voices you hear in your mind, especially the negative ones, because they are not true. Have you ever heard or read somewhere that we create our own reality? Which basically means what you think about will manifest in your life. To make your negative thoughts stop or go away, you will have to replace them with the truth. And the truth isn't just positive thinking, but the truth that you are making for yourself. For example, when I was depressed, I obviously wished I wasn't. And I also wished I would have been happy and loved. So I started telling myself that I'm happy and loved. Your voices will try to tell you otherwise, and they even might tell you that you are a liar. But you want to continue saying to yourself over and over again that you are happy and loved. You can also say anything and everything else that you want or wish yourself to be. Tell your inner voice to give you a break for a change. But what if it's not just your inner voice? Maybe it's loneliness. Our human brains are wired to be part of a social group, and you experience loneliness as chronically stressful and depressing. Unfortunately, some of us have toxic or neglectful families that don't provide support or presence when we need it. We may feel that our friends are moving on, finding romantic relationships, or having kids, for instance, and leaving us behind. Research using brain scans shows that even minor social rejection lights up the same areas of our brain as physical pain. Feeling left out, rejected, or excluded makes us sad. It can also lead to rumination about our faults, further darkening our moods. We become scared of further rejection and isolate ourselves, perpetuating the negative cycle. While there may not be an immediate cure for loneliness, it helps you get out in the world and pursue your natural interest, which can lead to expanding your social network, staying in touch with old friends or family, and deliberately seeking opportunities to connect may help as well. You may be feeling sad because you are sitting around, brooding about life's disappointment or trying to find a reason why things aren't going your way. Thinking about your negative mood or negative events just makes everything worse. One negative thought leads to another, and then another, until you get buried in a mountain of problems and negative predictions. This can easily lead to a loss of perspective and motivation. If you find yourself in a negative thinking cycle, get up immediately and do something pleasant, or at least neutral, to engage your mind. This can be as simple as emptying the dishwasher, going for a walk, or talking to a friend. As a late raiser, I've certainly dealt with my share of depression. When the rest of the world goes to bed and you are the only one still awake, you feel isolated. But no matter which comes first, the depression and the chronic pain, or the disordered sleep, both issues need to be resolved somehow. One thing I have found incredibly helpful for establishing a regular sleep schedule is creating a good sleep habit, also known as sleep hygiene. I want to tell you that there is nothing wrong with being sad and depressed. I know it might sound contradictory, since all I've been talking about is how to get out of depression. I know despite knowing what to do and sometimes doing the right things, you can still feel depressed. I know how it feels. I've been there. And that's completely fine. And please remember that you are worth all the love, happiness, and peace in the world. Being depressed doesn't mean you are not worthy of having anything that you want. All my love goes out to you. And remember that if you feel like contacting me to just talk or ask any question, feel free to do so. All my ears as a friend or as a fellow human being. I really hope you found this video useful. Please share it with someone it can help. Thank you so much for watching, and see you next time.